Hints for changing queries and subqueries are somewhat complicated. All I'm going to do is try to explain them. The cache and no hints simply specifies that blocks read for cache are placed in the most recently used end of the LRU buffer, the database buffer cache, and for no cache, the opposite, the least recently used end of the database buffer cache. The ordered predicates hints simply forces the optimizer, or suggests, as hints do, to the optimizer that the order of predicates within a SQL query statement should remain the same. In other words, the optimizer shouldn't fiddle with it and change it around. The unnest and no unnest hints effectively unnest or force any subqueries to be passed up in terms of processing back up into calling queries. No unnest obviously does the opposite, preventing subqueries or semi-joins from becoming effectively internalized joins. Push subq forces the evaluation of subqueries as soon as possible, and no push subquery or subq does exactly the opposite. As you may have noticed from my example demonstration of using hints, is that you need to be extremely careful using hints. The problem is they really only contain suggestions to the optimizer that the optimizer change X, Y, and whatever, and essentially the optimizer can often ignore the hints. However, most of my coding using hints in my examples didn't actually make any difference, so be extremely wary using hints because they don't really make much of a difference to optimizer performance and estimation of how a query actually performs or will perform, or how it should be coded to perform best. In short, be careful using hints.